Am I the a-hole for cutting off my neighbor's access to my Wi-Fi? I, 32F, live in a small apartment complex where I've become friendly with a few of my neighbors. About 6 months ago, a new family moved in next door. Let's call them the Thompsons. They're a family of 4, a mom, dad, and 2 kids, and they seem like nice enough people, though I wouldn't say we're close. Shortly after they moved in, the mom, Rachel, came over to introduce herself. During the conversation, she casually mentioned that they were having trouble setting up internet service because of financial issues. I felt bad for them, especially since the kids are school-aged and likely need Wi-Fi for homework. So, I offered to share my Wi-Fi password with them temporarily until they could get things sorted out. I didn't think much of it. After all, how much bandwidth could they really use? Well, over the next few months, I started noticing a significant slowdown in my internet speed. Streaming shows became a struggle, and video calls for work were constantly dropping. I called my provider, thinking there was an issue, but they assured me my plan should handle my needs. That's when it clicked. The Thompsons must have been using the Wi-Fi heavily. I approached Rachel about it, asking if they were still using my internet and if they could limit their usage a bit. She admitted that they hadn't gotten their own service yet and said her kids needed it for school, and her husband used it to job hunt. I sympathized, but I made it clear that it was impacting my ability to work. She apologized and promised they'd figure something out soon. Fast forward to last week, and nothing had changed. In fact, it seemed like the usage was even worse. I could barely load a simple web page. I finally decided to change my password without giving them the new one. The next day, Rachel showed up at my door, upset. She said her kids had been unable to submit their homework, and her husband missed a virtual job interview because the Wi-Fi was suddenly gone. She called me selfish for cutting them off when I know they're struggling. I explained that I had been more than generous for months, and that it was now affecting my ability to do my job and enjoy my own internet. She stormed off, saying she'd never expect me to understand their situation. Now, some of my other neighbors are weighing in. While a few support me, others think I could have handled it differently, like giving them a heads up before cutting them off completely. Someone even suggested I should have downgraded my own usage instead since I can afford it. I do feel guilty because I know the Thompsons are in a tough spot, but at the same time, I feel like I did more than enough to help them. I also think it's unreasonable for them to expect indefinite free access to something I pay for. So AITA for cutting off their Wi-Fi access?